Weddings-ish, 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 with Jove.
This episode is presented by Friar Tucks. For over 50 years, they've been styling life's biggest moments, from weddings to proms and more. Whether you're looking to buy or rent, Friar Tucks has the perfect suit or tuxedo for your event. Visit friartux.com to get started. Weddings-ish is presented by Lovebird, a better way for engaged couples to communicate with their wedding guests. Make an exquisite first impression and manage every touch point in one place. Share your proposal story on Lovebird for a chance to win a free honeymoon. Learn more at lovebird.com/weddingsish.
Weddings-ish.
Welcome to a special episode of Weddings-ish with Jove. Today, we're thrilled to bring you a collection of some of the most magical proposal stories we've ever shared, where love, surprise, and a touch of fate take center stage. From heart-pounding moments to quiet acts of commitment, you'll hear from incredible guests like Colton Underwood, Erika Hammond, Tara Lipinski, Rebecca Kennedy, Bobbi Salvör Menuez, Michael and Lawrence Broughton, and the beloved Rachael Ray. Get ready to be inspired by stories that prove love's most beautiful moments are often the ones that take us by surprise.
He proposed with a necklace.
Okay.
And
not a ring.
Not a ring.
Okay.
It was a pendant necklace with our birthstones on it, and it was CJ, sort
That's
of our
beautiful.
family. Like,
did you
logo.
did you know that was coming?
No. The
Okay.
engagement was a whole surprise,
Okay.
and it was so well executed. And then I re-proposed to him.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, a couple
Okay.
months later in
Great.
Mexico. That was one thing I like. There's no rules when
Yeah.
you're gay. So
Yep.
it's like there's no traditions to follow.
Yeah.
So you just sort of do your own thing. And
100%.
I love diamonds, and
Okay.
I got him some diamonds. And
For him, but does
for
he
his
love
pendant
diamonds?
to hang off.
For him.
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
So I
Okay.
got 9 diamonds. It's like, because 9 numerically has a lot of, the number 9
Okay.
has a lot of good, connections to communication and healthy relationships.
Yep.
And it's just a good symbol, a good number.
Yeah. I have 9. My fiance got 9 diamonds in my ring.
Yeah.
So 9 it's a number.
It is a number. So I re-proposed to him, and then we sort of just made that thing of like, I'll surprise you with cufflinks, you surprise me, and
Got it.
that's how we'll go about it.
I love that. Did he expect you to re-propose to him?
No. That was a surprise as well.
That was like you wanted him to feel what you felt.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think that more people should do that. I do think it's like a trendy thing for queer couples, but I don't know why straight people don't do it.
Yeah,
more.
well, I communicated with him very early on, like I'm ready when you're ready. So just whenever you
Got
want
it.
to propose, I'm sort
You
of putting.
said that,
Yeah.
like right out the gate.
I mean, not right out the gate, but yes, further
But, like,
down in the conversation. Early on, I was just like, I'm ready when you are. I'm not going to be the one to lead the proposal.
Yeah.
You've got this.
Oh, you like laid it out.
I just laid it out there.
Because you didn't want to, or because you...
No, I did a show that like basically that with
Is
The
about-
Bachelor.
yes,
Yeah, so I was
of
like,
course.
I've had my
Yes.
time with this, so like you do it.
But on that show, you didn't actually ever
I never
propose.
did. No.
Got it. And so this was your true first proposal.
Yes.
But a re-proposal.
Yeah, but I was like, I sort of want to feel it. Like
Yeah.
what I would feel
without cameras, without
Yes,
producers,
yes,
without
exactly.
all of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you fell in love in P-Town.
I did.
And then where did he live and where did you? You both lived in LA?
I was in Colorado. So
Okay.
he was in LA, I was in Colorado. That's sort of also too, like I didn't, there was not a lot of expectations early on other than the fact that we really both knew we liked each other.
Got it.
And then after that, we started spending more time together.
Okay.
I was coming out here
When
for
did you make it
stuff.
official? Like, were you guys like pretty
gosh.
quick on the draw? Because you weren't engaged for that long.
We kept it very private for a while just
Yeah.
because like obviously there
Yes.
was scrutiny to come when you just come out and get
100%.
right into a relationship.
Yeah.
And I learned it wasn't healthy for me to have the public in my relationship.
Yeah. Well, especially if it was serious.
And new, serious and new.
Yeah.
I would say end of July.
Okay.
Is when we sort of like really called it what it was and was like, this is it, let's do this.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then he proposed after your birthday, like that winter.
Yeah.
That's so fast. I love that.
Yes.
Like when you know, you know.
When you know, you know.
And go in and do it.
Right.
That's incredible. And
Yeah.
no ring. The necklace is so fun to
We
me.
ended up getting a ring when we got married.
Got it. So like the
But-
wedding band.
Wedding band,
Yeah.
yes. But necklaces is what we wore for our engagement. Yeah.
That's a really fun twist on that.
Yeah.
And then in terms of
how did the proposal happen?
So have you ever heard of the Summit at One Vanderbilt?
Why do I know? Is that the one
like
with like all the silver
mirrored
balls
and
and
glass.
mirrors? Yes.
So his partners own that space.
Got it.
And before the holidays, there was like one day that it was completely closed to the public.
Wow.
And he had asked them if he could take it over.
And this is how long into dating? Like a year later or
No,
2
it was
years
more.
later?
2.5.
Okay. Oh, great.
2.5.
So this wasn't like a.
Yeah, no.
Got it. She was in love, but she was respectable.
Yes. 2.5 years later, and he took it over, and I thought we were going for a Christmas party, for a holiday party. And I show up. There's like holiday party signs. There's a coat check.
Oh, like he fully did a whole
He
fake
went
out.
the whole mile. He hired
I love this.
actors to check in their
To be
coats
guests.
while we were there.
Wow.
So I wouldn't get like weirded out.
Why
Like,
is
why
it
is no one
empty?
else? Yeah.
I love this.
And so they went into the elevator with us, and you go up this elevator. It's really high up. And so you go up this elevator for a while. And I still have no idea.
Because the actors are there just pretend. Sometimes they like overact in those scenarios.
and you're like,
but you
why
didn't
are you
notice.
weird?
You weren't
No.
like, you were just sort of like,
And
other people are going.
And our friends we had a couple with us as well.
Okay.
And then when the elevator door opened, I heard romantic music. Everyone in the elevator was staring at me. Encore got out first, which I was like, that's rude.
Yeah, you're like, excuse you.
And then he grabs my hand. I'm like, it's happening.
Oh my gosh.
I start
gosh.
I'm
I'm
shaking.
shaking.
I was shaking the whole entire time.
I
I'm like,
love this.
Oh my gosh. In the videos, you can't tell, but I'm like,
Yeah.
it was so cute though. There was like a couple different stations where he had dirty martinis. 'cause they were filthy. Our first date drinks. There was like a couple other little surprises. There was flowers everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
Candles and Erika, will you marry me when he got down on the knee. And then our dog came out.
What kind of dog?
A French bulldog.
Oh my gosh. What's the
My little sweet
name?
boy. Jacques.
Jacques?
Like Jacques Cousteau.
Jacquus?
Yes.
Oh my God, so cute. Jacques. I love animals with human names. It's like the best.
Why not?
I have a Sadie
Oh.
and a sausage, which
Oh
is
my God,
not a
sausage,
human
wait,
name,
I
but,
love, though.
but anyways, I digress. Okay, so your dog was there.
Yeah, dog came out with that little bow tie on. I just started like lose. I lost it then. And then our family ran out. Our friends ran out. Our closest family and friends. And they had all been like live streaming the proposal in the back.
So everyone else was watching.
Yeah.
And you literally, oh
I
my
had
gosh,
no
this is
idea.
amazing. This is
And
like from a movie.
Yeah, it was so sweet. I was so surprised. Then after that, he had another surprise where we went to the audition. And
Where you had your first date.
yes, and a larger group of people came, and it was like it was bigger than our wedding. I think how many people were there.
At the audition.
Yeah.
Upstairs or downstairs?
It was so. This one was actually the audition in
in
Times
Square. Beautiful.
because it was closer to the
the green
summit.
room with like all the greenery. Yeah,
yes,
it's so pretty.
Yes,
so pretty.
That's exactly where it was at.
So you literally were just like kept being surprised over and over and over.
I was totally on adrenaline. I was like, what's happening?
That's amazing. You know what? Cheers to him.
Yeah.
Cheers to your now husband and then fiance. Like that's
I know. He did
amazing.
so good.
Yeah. You got engaged. How did the proposal happen?
It was really sweet. So
Over email?
So no, I think we moved to WhatsApp.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I don't know why WhatsApp, but we're still on WhatsApp.
I'm dead.
So we were in New York because I still had an apartment in New York. And I was about to move full-time back to LA because of him.
Yep.
And I threw like a big Christmas party, and I love Christmas.
Okay.
That's my
You're a holiday girl. Okay.
Yes. And I didn't really know it was coming, but we talked so much that I kind of knew. Like we're gonna get married.
You were exclusive.
You know
You're
what I
living
mean?
together. Yeah.
Yeah, like I knew it was gonna happen soon.
Yeah.
You know, we weren't, 20.
Yeah.
So what was I? I was 32 when I met him. So, we were there.
Yeah.
And so I thought he was gonna do it. I had a feeling because I could
Christmas?
tell. No, I thought he was gonna do it at this party with all my friends in town, but he didn't.
Were you upset?
No, because I really thought this is maybe too early.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
6 months is early.
Right. But there were things that I could just feel that I was like, I feel like he's
Had you talked about a ring or had you talked about a wet? Like you've had all the conversations.
So you just
You
kind
had
of
a manicure. You were like
So then it was a few days after the party, and we were still before Christmas, and he knows that I love like New York Christmas. I love like all of the department stores and all of the windows.
It's magical.
It's just my thing.
Yeah.
And so he somehow convinced the Plaza Hotel to secure a window. And yeah.
What?
Yeah. And he got this painting made, which is now hangs in our house.
What?
Yeah. He got this painting made of my home here in LA that I've lived in for, now 20 years.
Yeah.
And where we sort of started our relationship.
Yeah.
And it's a picture of him proposing to me in front of it. And
in the window
in
at the Plaza Hotel at Christmas time.
Yes.
Tell me there was snow.
I know. I feel like there was some spray. We went to a beautiful dinner, and then we were like, let's go stroll and look.
Yeah.
And then I saw that, and then I looked at him, and he was down on one knee.
No.
Yes.
This is like a Hallmark movie.
It was crazy.
This is so amazing.
Well, what's funny though is he didn't say anything. He's a pretty you know him. He's kind of wordsy. He's creative. I thought what he was gonna say to me was
a speech.
Right. And it was just, will you marry me?
Yeah.
So then I gave him shit about that
for a long
time. And on our first anniversary, he did another clever thing where he sent this package as if his notes got lost.
Yeah.
And some other person picked them up and sent them to us.
Oh
and
my
all of
gosh.
this thing. And then it was eventually what he would have said. But
Yeah.
when I looked at him, he was just will you marry me?
But it's really nerve-wracking because when Kyle did it, he had a
how
whole
did
speech
that-
in his mind.
Okay. And did he deliver it?
No.
What did he
He said he lost everything. He literally just looked at me and his whole body was shaking.
And did he just say, will
and he
you
was
marry
on
me?
his knee and he said, I love you so much, will you marry me? That was it. He couldn't get anything else
that's so
out.
cute.
And I took a second because I was in total shock. I thought I had to propose.
Yeah.
So I was literally 100% surprised. And then he was like, so? And I was like, yes. And then he got up and we kissed and he's like, oh, the ring. And he got back down and he did it again. But yeah, he wrote it out. He practiced it.
So wait, you thought you were gonna
Oh,
propose.
from the start, yes. Because I'm the planner.
But you're the
I'm the wedding planner. And he told me exactly what he wanted on more than 5 dates. I mean, he laid it out.
So then what happened? Where did the change?
Well, according to him, I took too long.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, we're coming up on 4 years.
Yeah, he's well, that's, yeah.
Okay, yeah, all right. Now
Yeah.
I get it. We lived together for 2 years.
He's okay, let's move this along.
So he basically was like, if I leave it to Jove and I want my dream proposal in Versailles,
Yeah.
which is what he wanted.
Okay, so that's a bit of you have to
Very
plan
specific,
that.
very niche. Then it would have
Very niche.
very niche, but also very specific. He had 3 moments and steps and people
God, I
and
can't.
seasons and
Oh my God, I can't.
all of that.
Okay.
So he's like, that's not happening, and I want us to get married, so I'm just gonna do it. And I literally, it was the day after Christmas. That's why I was in shock.
Yeah.
But it was so sweet, and similar to Todd, he couldn't say anything except, will you marry me?
When I saw it on Instagram, I was just like, oh, this
It's
is
so sweet.
sweet.
It's so sweet. Weddings-ish is presented by Lovebird. Recently engaged? Share your proposal story on lovebird.com, where engaged couples can manage every communication with their wedding guests with elegance, grace, and ease. Lovebird will select couples with the best proposal stories for a chance to win a free honeymoon. Bonus, featured couples will also unlock free access to lovebird.com, where they can create a premium wedding website, send elegant digital stationery, collect RSVPs, share day of announcements, and make an exquisite first impression for their wedding day. Terms and conditions apply. Lovebird, elegant wedding guest communication, simplified. Share your proposal story at lovebird.com/weddingsish. That's lovebird.com/weddingsish. Okay, so you went Instagram official.
Yeah.
You did it all legal beagle at work.
Mhm.
Everyone was so excited in the community.
Yeah.
And then when did the engagement happen?
3 years later.
Oh, so it's a solid time together.
Yeah.
Okay. That's through past COVID now. We're in
Yep.
2021.
Yeah, that was 2019 when we had that conversation.
Uh-huh.
And then 2023 December is when we got engaged.
Got it.
So it was definitely, I think my math is not mathing
You're
right now,
fine.
but you got it, right?
Yes, I got it.
Yeah, it was 3 full years to that, pretty much to the
day.
date. We ended up going, it was funny, one of Andy's friends runs a travel company.
Mhm.
And you can buy raffle tickets for this wonderful event that gives back to this incredible charity. And we bought a couple raffle tickets at this event and won a trip to
You
South
actually
Africa.
won? Like, I feel like nobody ever wins. I never win.
Correct.
I'm always like, I'll take 100 tickets.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to win. You know what I mean?
Just a huge donor.
Yes. Yes, precisely.
You walk away feeling
we are
amazing
such
either way.
givers.
Yes.
Yeah, so you actually won.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And so his friend was like, let me help you plan the whole trip. We were
Convenient.
like, well,
Great.
we're going to stay for a little while. And apparently they had a sidebar conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the days that we were there, which I knew about this because Mark knows that I love dressing up. Like
Uh-huh.
it's so I pack way too much every time I take a
Yeah.
trip. I just like to have the options.
You know what? You are my
wherever I'm gonna be.
fiance. You're literally like I'm having a little PTSD right now as I'm pushing all the luggage to the airport.
Yes.
When like, couldn't you just decide
The
what you wanted to
capacious
wear?
bags. You're like, can you
literally,
please?
could
Yeah.
the wheels be bigger and can we get a cutout in the curb?
Yes.
Because I have all these bags. Okay, so you are him and he is you.
Yes. So they already had planned that we were going to be doing this like sidecar beach horseback riding thing. And he was like, we're going to have a photographer because we figured instead of you guys having to like take photos
Just
for
get some
yourself.
content. Yeah.
We'll have you guys get content because I had inquired about that earlier on. And the end of the day, we were walking down to this beach and they were like, I'm in this long yellow silk gown.
Mm-hmm.
And our guide,
Really appropriate for a beach walk.
okay, but it looks so perfect. Hear
I
me
have
out.
no doubt. I saw the photo, but like now with the context.
Yeah, I was just ready to have that moment.
Uh-huh.
You know, we weren't
Yeah.
gonna be laying down at the beach.
Sure.
So I knew
You
that
were
I was
there.
gonna
There was
go
a camera.
there to
Like
have
you
a
knew what you
moment.
were doing. Yeah. In that regard.
But they were like, it was so packed. And Andy was like, we should walk somewhere more secluded. I was like, it doesn't matter. We take photos in front of everybody all
Yeah,
the time.
that's
It's
normal.
fine. Let's do it. And so our guide was like, no, I live around here. There's like a cool path, but are you okay hiking a little bit? And I'm in bare feet. I was like,
And a dress.
sure. And a dress, a gown.
A gown.
So there's like photos of me like hiking this up and going for like a 20-minute walk on all the lava rocks, just like cutting my feet
Oh,
up.
this is like not casual.
Yeah, no, but I'm game for
Yeah,
whatever. I like
was
to have
gonna
a good
say
time.
that's your energy. It feels
Yeah.
like this is your world.
Yes. So we make our way out there and the photographer's like, what if you would, there's like a huge boulder, like the size of this table in the ocean. He was like, would you want to go down there and take a photo?
Wow.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So I start going down and making my way down these huge boulders and Andy is following me. I didn't know this, but as soon as he was like, turn around so we can get this, this angle. And when I turned around, he was down on one knee. So I know it looks like I was expecting this, but I can promise you with every bone in my body that
you were
I
like
was,
fully surprised.
yes. So I always wondered what my reaction would be. And I thought I would be very, oh my God. No, it wasn't that. I was like, crying, laughing.
Oh my gosh.
I was so
all
intense.
the feelings came forward.
Yeah,
she was
for
not
sure.
demure.
Not at all. No, not at all. But I was really impressed by him that he like went and planned this whole thing and they brought out champagne and they brought out all this stuff, like picnic for us.
And you were in a gown.
And I was in a gown. I was like, this is so cool.
I love that. And did you share it right away or did you take a little time to be private about it as well?
I waited about 5 hours to call my mom.
Got it. Okay. Got it. Okay. But still, you had that initial time to just celebrate.
Yeah.
There's such an immediacy, a desire to like tell everyone such
Of
good
course.
news, but like how special to kind of keep it for a little while.
It was also 3 a.m. when I called her.
Okay.
Because we were in the different time
Sure.
zone.
Sure. But
So-
did she know? Did he ask your family?
No.
Okay.
We're not super traditionalists.
Yeah.
And I think she had met him many times
Sure.
and she loves it. My whole family loves him so much.
Yeah. So it was like obvious. It was like
Yeah,
expected, but
totally.
still a shock when it happened.
I did ask him. I was like, did you ask my father? He's like, no, do you want me to?
You're like, it's a little late now, but like I can call him and then come back if you want.
I would have laughed if he said yes and
It's just not who you are, not what you do. Yeah.
definitely not.
You've had 3 proposals.
that's true.
I am obsessed because I've had 2 proposals.
Which is more than
So,
usually
yes,
people
it's
do.
usually more than they do. So walk me through the first one. Who proposed to who
Yes.
the first time?
I proposed first.
Okay. How long had you been dating at that point?
I'm trying to remember the exact timing. I think we had, because I'm like, I think we got engaged 2.5 years ago.
Okay.
So we had been together like 3.5 years.
Oh, wow. So you had a long engagement before the
We
wedding.
had a long engagement. I'd say it was like about maybe 4 years, 2 years, kind of
Okay.
like getting engaged about 4 years in.
Yep.
Maybe a little less.
Sure.
But yeah, we were having dinner just like at a local Thai restaurant in our neighborhood. Just like super.
What's your Thai order? Do you
I
have a go-to or you kind of,
at this place I usually get the pad see ew.
okay. The thicker noodles.
Yeah,
for
the
those who
thicker
don't
kind
know.
of wide
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
noodle.
Okay.
Yeah, with veggies
Yep.
and stuff.
Deliciousness.
Delish. But oh yeah, and then also like a green papaya salad to start.
Ooh, always good.
Love that. Yeah.
Always fresh.
Fresh. Yeah.
When I was in Thailand on the street, they're like $1. I just ate them nonstop. It was like the most delicious. Anyways, now I want Thai food.
Now I'm
It's
like, I
clearly
wanna go to
lunchtime. I know, me too.
Thailand.
Right? Okay, so you were at a Thai restaurant having pad see ew and
Yes.
papaya salad.
Yes, exactly. It was just kind of like a very
everyday night.
kind of
Yeah.
night. And it's sort of like maybe we were talking about the idea of marriage. I just sort of got inspired in the
Yeah.
moment and like it took over my brain and I
Yeah.
was like, I want to propose right now.
Wow. Like you did not pre-plan
It
it.
was
You
not
just
pre-planned
literally took
at
you
all.
over.
And I just went for it and they thought I
Wow.
was maybe joking at first, but I was
Uh-huh.
like
Dead serious.
and they figured out I was serious.
Wow.
And I didn't have a ring prepared, obviously, but I was
Mhm.
wearing this ring that I'm not wearing right now, but that I sometimes still wear, which is like my great grandmother's ring on my dad's side. It was
Okay.
like this ring that I'd gotten from my grandmother that is just like has a lot of energy and was like, take this as like a for
Yeah.
now kind of, you can wear this for now.
And how did they respond? Were they totally shocked or
They
like
were surprised. I mean, the energy was kind of more comedic than like
Sure.
super serious, but
Okay.
it was also clearly like this was serious.
Yeah, you meant it. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was very sweet. They were surprised and said yes.
I love it.
And it felt like it was really a secret at that time.
Yeah.
because
Just the two of you in the
just
Thai
the two
restaurant.
of us. Yeah. And then I was like, kind of afterwards was like, oh no, I really want to do it with like a ring. Now I like really want to like
a
do
real
the real
thing, like
thing.
a bigger thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I reached out to my friend Evangeline, who makes jewelry, and it was actually her first ring commission. She was like kind of
Ever?
ever. And
No pressure. It's just my engagement. It's just my engagement ring.
But I've known her for a really long time,
Yeah.
and like she had mostly made sculpture. She still makes sculpture,
Okay.
but she had mostly been making sculpture, and then was kind of more newly making jewelry.
Got it.
And
But
everything
it's a
she made-
similar vein, and you
Yeah.
love her aesthetic.
Exactly. I was like, she gets it. She's a good friend. Like we can talk about this in like a deep way.
Yeah, and create something really unique.
Yeah. And so that's what we did. And it was like a really beautiful, it has like a big kind of like baguette cut
Mhm.
garnet, like horizontal set. Like I wanted to find something that felt kind of masculine, but also festive in
Yeah.
that kind of like engagement ring
Yeah, the
way.
spirit of love. Yeah.
Yeah. And we landed on a really, beautiful design of her design with some of my kind of like
Input.
and and then I surprised Corey one morning. I had like kind of planned it to be this day where there was like some kind of special full moon. I don't remember the details of
Mhm.
now, but at the time I was like, this is the perfect day.
This is the moment.
I think it was like in Cancer and Cancer, and
Got it.
somehow it seemed like
The universe was like, this is the time.
this is the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like shortly after Christmas, I think. And we were on Gabriola Island, which is this island in the Gulf Islands of Canada, kind of
beautiful.
around where they grew up.
Okay.
And also it's a place where when we were first getting together, within like a month of getting together, I met them there on a trip
Got it.
when they were kind of
Like
like
a pre-planned trip you joined?
it
or
was a
you planned the
pre-planned
trip
trip for
together?
them that they had
Okay.
kind of invited like whatever friends want to come. But then like suddenly we were more than friends and I was like, I still
wanna
want to come.
I want to hold your hand at night.
Yeah, I still want to come.
Yeah.
And I did, and it was really special to
Yeah.
like have this moment at the beginning of kind of like falling in love and being outside of New York in like a different little
environment and a world that is special to them because they grew up there.
Yeah, exactly. And so we were there again at this time. And so that's where I proposed to them. And I like.
And all your friends were there.
No, not this time.
Oh, you were just the two of you?
It was just the two of us.
Oh.
But then when they proposed to me, there was a lot of people there.
Wait, I'm confusing this. So you didn't propose in Canada?
I proposed in Canada. But
I thought that was a group trip.
No, sorry. I'm making it confusing.
That's fine.
The first time I went there was a group trip.
Thank you.
When we first got together.
Clarified.
In like
and
2018.
then when you went back, it was the two of you.
It was the two of us.
And you proposed alone.
And I proposed
on a full moon.
On a full moon.
In the moon of Cancer.
Yes.
Thank you.
Exactly. You got it.
Got it. This is beautiful. And that to you felt different than the first time, like more serious or more.
I think just like I'm someone who feels very connected to like the material realm and like the like what materials are communicating or something. Yeah. And so I think having a ring that was like made with the intention of this, and it was like just made for
that's the purpose
this
of it.
Person
for them,
yeah, with this kind of like gesture and message and like question in it felt more, I don't know, effective or something.
100%. Yeah, that's beautiful. And then they counter-proposed?
Yes, and then they
I love this. I think we need to start a new trend of counter-proposal.
I think
it's
so
like,
too.
It's so sweet to be proposed to, and it feels amazing. But you want your partner, you know what I mean? Like I wanted my partner to feel the same thing.
Yeah.
So when did Corey counter-propose to you?
They counter-proposed a couple months later, and it was actually on my birthday. So I was really not expecting it at all. I was like, and that's why we had a bunch of friends together. It was kind of like in this beautiful little like utopic moment where like everyone thought it was like before the COVID wave after people got vaccines where we thought, oh, we've all been vaccinated and none of us will ever get COVID again.
Yeah, that naivety
this, like,
of that time frame where we were like, we could do anything we want.
Period of time where it was like, I hadn't like really gathered together with people in that way.
Yeah.
You know, and so it was like it was just very sweet. And there was just happened to be like friends in town from Berlin and LA. And it was just like kind of like special people in my life just so happened to be in town. And it was this perfect little kind of gathering. And it was very low key. It was like I was barbecuing. It was like very low key kind of event, I would say.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Corey shows up with 2 zebus, which if you're not familiar with what a zebu is.
I was just going to ask you. It sounds like an animal, but I assume it is not an animal.
It is an animal.
Oh, it is an animal. Okay. I was like, is this okay, tell me more. What is a zebu?
So a zebu, I would describe it as a miniature humpbacked cow.
A miniature
like
a baby camel cow? Like humpbacked as in
like it just has like a little.
Okay. How big are we talking? Like, 30 pounds, 20 pounds,
big as
70
a large
pounds?
dog. Like
Okay.
Like they can vary in size.
Is this a pet or an animal on a farm?
I honestly don't know. We had first encountered them at a state fair some years before.
That feels appropriate.
Both agreed this is an extremely cute animal we're obsessed with now. Yeah. And somehow also because, the reason they were able to get them was because they found the like people who bring them to state fairs, but there weren't state fairs happening because of COVID. So they were like, we don't usually do private events.
Sure,
but
like, we need some money. We're hard up for work.
So we'll come and just bring these 2 mini cows on
I'm dying. This is the cutest thing in the world. I'm Googling this immediately after we finish.
It's worth a Google.
So they were at your birthday party.
So suddenly Corey shows up with them and I'm like just flabbergasted. And they're like, here, can you hold the leash for them? And I'm like, what? I'm just like, I had just been like solo on the grill, just like in the zone for a second. And then they're like,
these
come
zebus show up. I can't.
It was really, they really like kind of took it to another level.
Yeah, a whole other level. And the sweetest gesture also.
I know. And so then I take the leash and I'm like, what's going on? And then suddenly they're on one knee. And then I look around.
The zebus are on one knee?
No. They should have trained them.
I was like, Corey trained the animals? They were all on one knee?
They would if they could.
Corey, thank you.
Just Corey. Just Corey's on one knee. I've got the little 2 mini cows
on the leash. And then I turn around and all of my friends and family are surrounding. They've all like come outside of the house and they all have like different colored smoke bombs going.
Oh
and
my
like
gosh.
they're crying. And I'm like, I'm crying. Because Corey had told them
Sure, what was going to happen.
what was going to happen.
And they all kept that secret from you. Nobody told
really
you?
well.
Yeah. Isn't that shocking?
Good job.
Yeah.
I struggle to keep secrets.
Mm-hmm. Same.
And do surprises. It's really stressful.
If you tell
to
me information that's private, I will tell at least 1 to 5 people.
You know,
Just so you
I
know.
think it depends on the information
Yeah,
sometimes,
yeah.
but like if it's my secret,
Sure.
that's a lot harder to keep.
Yes. Yes.
For me.
I understand.
Yeah.
So you were totally blown away. That's a
was
lot
totally
to
blown
take in at
away.
one time.
It was very it was like sensory overload in a
Yeah.
good way. And yeah, I just was crying and said yes.
Oh my
and
gosh.
It was really sweet.
I love that. I love that it was super tailored to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And your proposal to them was tailored in a space that was meaningful in their life, in your relationship. And these animals, I'm literally like, I have so many questions, but this is not a podcast about animals. So we'll move on from that.
We'll go back to 2017 when we initially got married. He proposed after we had been together for, 10 years?
11.
11.
Wait,
11.
It took you 11 years?
It took 11 years. And when you want to tell them why it took 11 years?
Wait, 11 years is a very long time.
Talk and tell them why it took
now it's your
11
ping
years.
pong over.
That was me saying, okay, if he lasts 11 years, which
Then
is my
he's-
lucky number.
Oh, so that's where that came from.
Right.
If he lasts.
11 years.
So how many people before Michael didn't last?
Oh.
I don't know the answer to that. Wait.
We're both curious.
Yes. Fill me in.
There have been many.
Oh, really?
But only one Michael.
Only
so
one
it's
Michael.
okay.
Only one Michael.
Okay, get out of jail.
Right.
So 11 was your lucky number.
11 was the lucky number.
Wow. But were you sort of like dropping hints, like, or were you like, when are you going to marry me?
I did give him a little bit of an ultimatum, if you
Okay.
want to call it. I don't think it was an ultimatum. It was like, listen,
Yes.
you got the cow and you're getting the milk for free at this
Literally,
point.
11 years.
And I was like, what are we doing?
Yes.
We were in the car. I remember it. So we were in the car and we come to a red light. We're about to turn back towards our neighborhood.
Here in LA. This is where you
here
guys
in LA.
live. Okay.
And I said, what are we doing? Literally just
Out of
out of the
nowhere.
blue.
I love
It's
that.
just like, I'm
Yeah.
with you. We've done all the other things.
We have a full life.
We have a full life together, but
You live together.
all of that.
All of it.
Why are we not married?
Yes.
And what did he say? What did you say?
Well, there was a lot of other things going on. We just got a house, and we're having to do something. And I knew when I was going to propose.
Okay.
So.
Oh, so you had already had it.
I-
It was coming up.
It was coming. It was coming.
But you had to play coy.
Right. And then I surprised the hell out of him in Vegas.
He did.
Okay. So you didn't see it coming.
I did not. I had already, like, when I said, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And I think it was a few months later after that, that there was the whole proposal,
That it
which was
happened.
hilarious when we tell the story.
I need
about
to know.
Our engagement was a whole trip. So what happened was I came home. I'd gone to Japan and I'd just come back. And he said, we're going to Vegas. And I was like, I'm exhausted. I just came from Narita.
Yeah.
I don't want to go
Yes.
anywhere but
Yeah,
to the
I
bed.
wanted my couch.
He was
Yeah.
like, don't worry, honey. I've packed all your clothes. I know, we just need to get away. Right now?
You're like, I just got home.
I literally had just walked in the door with luggage from Japan. And he said, we're going to Vegas.
Packed
and I went,
and ready.
what could I do? He's like, I've
Yeah.
already packed the bag. The car's loaded. We drove. We normally fly to Vegas, but
Got
this
it.
time he's like, I feel like a good little road trip. We're just gonna go. And I'm thinking, are you insane
What is
right
happening
now?
right
What is
now?
happening?
Is Vegas a special spot for you? Do you go all the time?
It is a very special spot for us. We absolutely love Vegas. Everything that has happened for us, I feel
In
like
Vegas.
Your
has
life
happened-
moments have been in Vegas.
It have been in Vegas.
I love
and
it.
So we go to Vegas. We get there. We get to a really beautiful hotel, and I open the bag, and I'm like, these are the clothes you picked for me to wear. I'm not wearing this. And he was just looking like, well, what do you want? He's like, well, dinner's at 6:30. I was like, Lawrence, I would never wear this. Why did you put this
Why
in the
would you
bag?
pack this?
he's
After
he was
11
like-
years.
He was like, well, here, take my credit card, but we need to go soon. Let's go find you something. That's literally what he said. So we're out, and I'm just so irritated because I'm tired. I'm jet lagged.
And
all
you don't
the
like the
things.
clothes.
And I don't like what he
And
put.
did you
it was happening, so you had to solve it by saying, "Here's my card."
Yes.
Put out the fire before
Right,
it burns bigger.
right.
Okay.
That's his resolution for everything. Here's
Are
my
you
card.
mad at it?
I am
It's
not.
been working. It's been working.
It works. He nicknamed me Swipes.
I love it. So
anyway,
you go shopping.
We go shopping.
Okay.
I find something. We get to the restaurant. It's overlooking, I think, the dancing waterfall it was in Vegas, which was really beautiful. And then a couple of friends he had invited. And I was like, wait a minute, you're inviting people? Like, what is going
I
on?
thought this was our
I
trip.
thought this was our trip. So over comes the waiter. And he has like champagne flutes for everybody. And everybody has a champagne flute, but me. And I'm like, what's going on? Why don't I have a champagne flute?
You're like, hey, I should be the first to get a
Right,
champagne
I'm like, what is happening here? So all of a sudden, I don't even realize that Lawrence is down on his knee on the side of the table.
Because you're looking for your
Because I'm looking for
champagne.
my champagne flute. And so everybody's like getting ready to toast, and I'm like, but I still don't have a glass. So the waiter comes over with a champagne flute, and he sits it down in front of me. And so I look at the glass, and I hold it up, and I said, this glass is dirty. I can't believe he brought me a dirty glass.
And you're on your knee.
Meanwhile,
Not
I'm
yet.
not even
Not yet.
paying
Oh,
attention
okay,
to
okay.
him. I'm so focused on
the dirty glass.
The dirty glass. But what made it dirty was I couldn't see too good at the time, and it was a ring floating in the glass.
Inside of it.
So my friend, who was sitting on the other side of me,
Who knew
said-
what was going
He
on.
goes, "I need you to look closely," and I went, "What?" And so now I go, "Oh," just like that, and I said, "Oh, it's a ring," and then it had to process for a minute, and I went, "Oh my God, it's a ring!"
Ugly cry.
And then I had this
Both
ugly
of you
cry,
or just you?
And I
Just
look
you.
over as I'm realizing what's happening.
Yes.
He's already down on his knee. Everyone in the restaurant is looking and crying, and I'm just
From
boohooing
you saying
inside.
dirty glass or from you saying the proposal?
Absolutely. And I felt so I'm a mix of emotions because like I feel bad because I've
Yes.
been a little, a brat.
On edge, yep.
And I'm tired and I'm like, he's really trying to make everything romantic and very
Yes.
special. And I'm just like, "Argh." And so when I looked and I was like, oh, you do love me.
Oh, took you long enough.
Yeah. It only took 11 years.
Listen, my fiance is gonna hate this because he waited 3.5 years, and now I can be like, they waited 11 years.
Right.
Okay, so you said yes.
I said yes. Of course I said yes.
How do you get the ring out of the glass? Do you drink it or did you dip in and
I had
grab
to
it?
keep drinking it until
Until
I
it-
finally could get it out.
Get
And then
it
finally
out.
I just took my finger and
Oh my God,
scooped
can
it
I
up.
see it? Is
I
it?
didn't wear it
Oh
today.
my-
I did
oh,
not.
okay.
It's a long story. Somebody bumped up to something and knocked a jewel out, so it's
Oh,
being
so she's
repaired.
being
But
repaired.
Lawrence is. But we have matching rings, so you.
Oh,
can
so this
see-
is it. Oh, well, hello. So we have diamonds in the middle, and is it what's on the sides?
Blue diamonds.
Blue? Oh, they're blue. Come closer. Wow. And then 2 bands? Oh, this is 1 ring.
Yeah, he had it custom.
And that was floating in the drink.
that was floating in the glass.
And you thought it was dirty. That's not dirt, honey. That's like 35 diamonds.
I was like, oh, this glass is dirty. But
I love it. And so then you proposed. Did you counter propose?
no,
No.
I did not. I
Did,
didn't.
do you wish he secretly did? You weren't expecting
No,
it.
I wasn't expecting
That
it.
was the moment
Right.
that you had
I was like, I'm the prize. Hello.
we know that, but I'm here to ask the questions. Planning a big event? Whether it's your wedding day, prom, or another unforgettable milestone, Friar Tuck's has been styling people for life's most important moments for over 50 years. With their newly revamped website, you can buy or rent a sleek suit or timeless tuxedo. Plus, they've just launched a fresh women's suit line and new styles in trending colors. And don't miss out on the Michael Kors Performance Collection, designed to keep you looking sharp and feeling comfortable. Friar Tuck's is a family-owned business, and with over 10,000 5-star reviews, they're proud to be a part of your most important moments. Ready to style your next event? Visit friartux.com to build your head-to-toe look or schedule a virtual appointment with an expert stylist. Plus, you can also stop by one of their stores in Southern California or Las Vegas, Nevada. Whether you're renting or buying, Friar Tuck's has the perfect fit for everyone, from standard to big and tall sizes. Friar Tuck's, styling life's most important moments. Check them out today at friartux.com. You start to date, you fall in love quick. Did you tell me about your proposal or engagement? How did that?
Oh, that was horrible.
Horrible. Why horrible?
Well, John and I had already bought an apartment together
Okay, so
because we had been together for years.
yeah.
And I didn't think we'd ever get married.
Okay.
Uh,
Not something you've
No,
thought about as a kid or
well,
wanted.
I didn't care. No,
Okay,
never.
great.
And as I said, we were in our mid to late 30s. We got married when we were 37. So we
Mhm.
met when we were like, I don't know, 33 and 34. He's a minute older than me, a year
Okay.
older than me. We had already decided, yeah, I love you, you love me, great.
That's it.
And we bought an apartment, the same apartment we live
That
in
you're
to
at
this
today.
day. And we're having the apartment renovated. Now it's been going on for like almost a year.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to take 3 months.
Well, it never does.
So I figure by the time I get home, everything will be
Uh-huh.
okay.
And perfect. Not the case.
It was
not
not.
the case. No.
Everything was
Oh,
covered with
no.
sawdust and filth
No.
and plastic.
Oh.
Nothing was done.
Contractors just don't, they can't see
There
or
was
feel
a
their mess.
refrigerator. Everything was jammed in there
Oh,
and
no.
destroyed.
This is a nightmare.
And I am hysterical.
Of course.
I am
Of course.
hysterical. Our families are supposed to come.
Yep.
What am I going to do?
Yeah.
So I go upstairs to the bedroom and I'm like, how do I even unpack? What am I going to do? I just want to throw up everywhere.
Yeah.
John takes out a little box. The backstory of this is I always lose keys, so I don't carry any.
Okay.
And I tell him to leave the front door of the apartment open. I buzz to get in, and then the door is supposed
Yeah,
to be open
I
when
did the
I get
same,
home.
which is so funny.
So I figure he has this fancy Tiffany keychain, and I always
Mhm.
pick on him because, oh, well, not everyone can have a Tiffany
Keychain. Yeah.
So, that's why I lose my key. Why can't you keep track of one key? He
Yeah.
would say to me. And I'm like,
Yeah.
because
I can't.
I'm not precious like you. I used to call him the princess. And he's like, why do you call me princess? I'm like, well, stop acting like one.
And you have a Tiffany keychain.
I'm just saying. So he takes out this blue box and he's trying to get me to stop crying and he throws it at my head. I'm not joking. Chucks it at me.
While you're crying, mid-tears,
Mid-tears.
mid-breakdown.
And I'm like, what's your stupid keychain? He's like, it's not a keychain.
Oh my God.
And he gets down on one knee.
No.
And I have no idea what he said, and he won't tell me to this day. He won't tell me to this day.
What he said.
He said, I don't remember. And I'm like, you're so full
No,
of it.
he's probably, the
Baloney.
emotions are high. That
Baloney.
ring burns a hole in your pocket.
No, but it did burn my hand. So he got me a platinum Tiffany ring
Uh-huh.
with a big diamond on it. And I'm like, who's going to wear this?
I cook.
I put it on.
Uh-huh.
It fits. That's great.
That's good.
Eventually, we end up getting married. That's
Yep.
great. But I work all the time
Yeah,
over
with your hands.
heat.
Yeah.
Like at least 3 shows a day to 5 shows a
Yeah.
day, more in some cases, depending on what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And it literally burned holes in my
Into your
hand
skin.
because the platinum. So
Oh,
then
Lord.
I said, honey, I love you very much, but we have a big problem, Houston. You
You're
are literally
hurting me.
frying my finger off of my hand.
It's a work hazard. You're a work hazard.
For one of my anniversaries, he got me a very low grade gold
Okay.
giant
Nice.
ring
Nice.
with a big black diamond in it because I prefer
Okay.
black diamonds to
Beautiful.
white.
There we go.
And now I wear these stacked rings that he gave me for our 10th anniversary, which is when we got remarried. And they're stackers that don't burn my fingers.
Okay.
And they're not super high grade metals.
Yeah, so you can wear them all the time.
Yeah.
As you always say, cheap and cheerful.
Exactly. So my engagement ring and my wedding ring have evolved many times in life.
I mean, that makes sense to me. But he literally threw the box at your head.
He threw the box at my head.
Weddings-ish.
Well, that's it for today. And wasn't that fun? Don't forget to send your questions. Again, any questions, send them our way to hi@jovemeyer.com and maybe I will answer them on air. If you can, send a voice memo. I love to hear your voice. This episode is presented by Friar Tucks. For over 50 years, Friar Tucks has been helping people look their best for life's most important moments. Shop their stylish suits and tuxedos for rent or purchase, and explore their new women's suit line. Visit friartux.com to learn more. Weddingsish is presented by Lovebird, a better way for engaged couples to communicate with their wedding guests. Make an exquisite first impression and manage every touch point in one place. Share your proposal story on Lovebird for a chance to win a free honeymoon. Learn more at lovebird.com/weddingsish.
Weddingsish! Thank you again for listening or watching Weddingsish with Jove. If you liked today's episode, please subscribe and leave a review on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. We're also super grateful to Mel Flannery for the music on the podcast. She created, produced, and designed all of the music. And don't forget, you can watch Weddingsish with Jove on Love Stories TV, YouTube, or streaming TV channel. Visit lovestoriestv.com/live for the list of streaming apps. Weddingsish.